Okay, sir.
Okay. So, good morning, my dear students. Uh, in the yesterday's class, we just started with the concept of necessary and sufficient conditions, and I think we have a discussion regarding the definition of the sufficient and necessary conditions, and also I have just we discussed regarding uh, what is how to get the necessary conditions for the unconstrained problem with first order functions. So this is what we were discussing in the yesterday's class. So quickly, if you just review, so very important points I will just review now. So before I just go for the next session, what we are going to start. So here, so what we discussed in the yesterday's class was, so a point which satisfies the necessary condition will be a candidate optimum point. So there might be other points also which satisfies the necessary condition and which may not be an optimum point. So therefore, so whenever we say a point which satisfies the necessary conditions need not to be an optimum point, there might be a non-optimum points also. Okay. So to distinguish or to separate or to differentiate which is optimum and which is non-optimum, so we need to have a test what we generally call it as in the form of a condition, what we call it as a sufficient condition. Okay. So sufficient condition is the one which will go into make the points as an optimum points or decides which point is an optimum point. So therefore, any point in an optimization or in any domain, it needs to be an optimum point. It needs to satisfy both the necessary as well as the sufficient conditions. So this is what we were discussing in the yesterday's class. And also, we have started with the discussion regarding an unconstrained problems. So how the optimality conditions can be derived for unconstrained problems. In that respect, we have started with a first order necessary condition, and also we have arrived at the necessary condition for the first order equation or first order function. Okay. So this is what we were discussing in the yesterday's class. So ultimately what we have the necessary condition. So this is following inequality condition directly from the local minimum. This is the one what we obtained. This is what we discussed in the last class. And the necessary, the single stationary point. Also we discussed what is the stationary point also. Okay. So it is stationary points are nothing but these are the points which satisfies the necessary condition and which can be a local minima or maxima, and they are called stationary point. I think I stopped at this point in the status class. Okay. So today, let us continue with this. So hoping you will have a little bit of learned about the necessary conditions of first order functions. Let us move on to the second condition, what we call it as the sufficient condition. So here, sufficient conditions needs to be discussed to determine which of the stationary points are actually minimum for the function. In the sense, that's what we were discussing. So the one assumption what we had made in the beginning of this concept or discussion is the points are at the minimum. They are at the minimum point. So based upon that assumption only, we have started arriving at or obtaining the optimality condition. So once we have decided, once we have got the necessary condition, or once we say this is a stationary point, so stationary points are the one which will go to satisfy the necessary conditions. So then we need to check, we need to determine which of these stationary points are actually minimum for the function. So this is the one important. Since the stationary points satisfy the necessary condition f dash x star is equal to 0, the change in function delta f of equation b becomes, okay, so equation b. So where we have equation b, this is the equation b we have. So in this equation, the delta f will become So delta f is nothing but f of x minus f of x star. So therefore delta f will become, so what is the equation you will going to get is delta f of x is equal to half into f dash x into d square into r, where we are just taking the second expression over here. Since the second term dominates all other higher order terms, we need to focus on it. Note that the term can be positive for all b is not equal to 0 if, please understand here, since the second order term dominates all other higher order terms, okay, we need to focus on it. So we need to focus on the second order term, which is nothing but half into f double dash x star d square. So f double dash corresponds to the second derivative of the function f of x. So we need to concentrate on this. So it is the one which will going to dominate over the other points. Note that the term can be positive. So this term can be positive for all b which is not equal to 0 if the condition what they says here is f the second derivative of x star into d is greater than 0. So this is the condition what is supposed to get it. Okay. So now the stationary point satisfying the equation f. So see, look at this. So any stationary point which satisfies this equation, that is equation f, this second partial derivative of x star into d is greater than 0. If any stationary point so which satisfies the inequality must be a local minima because they satisfies the inequality a, which is delta f is equal to, which is greater than 0. That is, the function has a positive curvature at the minimum point. So this is the one important. So this is the condition for us, the sufficiency condition. That is the second partial derivative f double dash into x star into d should be greater than 0. This inequality is the sufficiency condition. In the sense, if any stationary point, the points which satisfies the necessary condition, it needs to be whether it is a minimum or actually minimum for the function or not. So that determination will be done by if that stationary point will satisfy this sufficiency condition, then we will say that point is a optimum point. This is a very important conclusion. Two important things we are supposed to remember. So that is the sufficient so these two equations, delta f should be greater than or equal to 0. This is the equation A. That is the one important equation. That is a necessary sufficient conditions for us. And the second one is the this is the equation D. So only the non-negative for all this is the equation D. That what we're supposed to remember here. This is another one equation, and this is another one equation. All these equations will correspond for the necessary conditions. Okay, so all these three equations you should remember. So when you want to solve a problem on any function, so if you want to determine the local minima and global minima using necessary and sufficient conditions. Okay, so let us just look at these things here. Inequality in equation f is the sufficient condition for x star to be a local minima. So that is the equation is supposed inequality is supposed to remember. Thus, if we have a point x star satisfying both conditions in equation D and f, then any small move away from it will either increase the function value or keep it unchanged. This indicates that f of x star has the smallest value in a small neighborhood of point x star. This is just basic things. Note that the foregoing conditions can be stated in terms of the curvature of the function, since the second derivative is the. So, what ultimately we want is the conditions. So, three conditions what I discussed. So, all these three conditions. One is for the minimum condition, the definition of a minimum condition, one important thing. Second one, necessary condition. And the third one is the sufficiency condition. If a point satisfies all these conditions, then that point is said to be an optimum point for an unconstrained problem having a first order function. So please remember this. Okay. So when you just solve one or two problems, you can just understand how we can determine the minimum point using necessary and sufficiency conditions. Later part I will take over. Okay. So so here the necessary condition is this one. F dash x star into d is equal to 0. That is the necessary condition for as first order functions or unconstrained problems. This is the point equation D, and equation F corresponds to the sufficiency condition. So these two things you should remember. Okay. So once we discussed the first order function, the next thing is the second order necessary condition. So second order necessary condition in the sense, if f double star x star is equal to 0, if the second partial derivative of x star is equal to 0, we cannot conclude that x star is not a minimum point. In the sense, see here, so what we have in the necessary condition for a first order function is the first partial derivative of x star is equal to 0. That is the necessary condition. So now, if you say the second order partial derivative x star is equal to 0, we cannot conclude that x star is not a minimum point. Note that, however, from equation A and C that f of x star cannot be a minimum unless f double star x into d can be greater than 0. So this is a very important thing you are supposed to remember here. That is, if f double star is evaluated at a candidate point x star is less than 0, then x star is not a local minimum point. Okay. So it's purely mathematics. So you need to be a little bit keep on having your mathematics in your mind, and should keep on understanding this, because no other way, no other means of explaining these conditions. Because it's a bit of understanding the things. It takes time. So please look at, understand, and I will just be posting all these things in the Google Classroom. Please try to study 2-3 times, so then only you can get the things done. Okay. That is, if f is evaluated at the candidate point x star is less than 0, then x star is not a local minimum. Inequality in equation G is known as the second order necessary condition. This is the second order necessary condition is the second partial derivative of x star d should be greater than 0. Okay, so necessary. So any point violating it cannot be a local minimum. Any point violating it means, so f double star x star cannot be less than 0. That is the violation of the inequality in equation G. So therefore, so when you have a second order necessary condition, so here, so we need to get the second partial derivative of x star into d should be greater than 0. So this is what we call it as second order necessary condition. Okay. Next is, it is important to note that if the sufficiency condition in equation F is satisfied, the second order necessary condition in equation G is satisfied automatically. This is what he says. In the sense, in equation F, what we were discussing in the previous slide, so this is the sufficiency condition for a first order functions. So first order necessary condition. So here, so if this first order sufficiency condition satisfies, then second partial derivative of x star into d is greater than 0. If this is satisfied, then this will also get satisfied. This is what we will do. So now, if f double star x star is equal to 0, we need to evaluate higher order derivatives to determine if the point is a local minimum. In the sense, the second partial derivative of x star is equal to 0, we need to evaluate higher order derivative to determine if the point is a local minimum. In the sense, when you partial differentiate a function with respect to x, and if you get it 0, the second partial derivative of an function with respect to the minimum point is equal to 0, then we need to evaluate a higher order derivatives to determine if the point is a local minimum. By the arguments used to derive equation d, f must be a 0 for the stationary point, then it must be a local minimum. So this is what you are going to get. These things, it looks a little bit difficult to understand. Later part, when we solve the problems, you can easily understand it. So in general, the lowest non-zero derivative must be even ordered for stationary points, is necessary conditions, and it must be a positive for local minimum. This sufficiency conditions. All odd order derivatives lower than the non-zero, even order derivative must be 0 as the necessary condition. The lowest non-zero derivative must be even ordered for stationary points, and it must be a positive for local minimum. This is the general statement what we are making here. Now let us look at the points one by one. The necessary condition must be satisfied at the minimum point. Otherwise, it cannot be a minimum. So please understand it. The necessary conditions must be satisfied at the minimum point. Otherwise, it cannot be a minimum. So this is one important thing. Second important thing is the necessary conditions may also be satisfied by the points that are not minimum. A point satisfying the necessary conditions is simply a candidate local minimum. It's a very important thing. The necessary conditions may also be satisfied by points that are not minimum. A point satisfying the necessary condition is simply a candidate local minimum. This is what I was talking in yesterday. There may be at certain points, all the points might be satisfying the necessary condition, and some of the conditions may not be at the minimum. Only the points which are satisfying the necessary conditions, which are at the minimum, are simply a candidate local minimum. If the sufficient condition is satisfied at the candidate point, then it is indeed a minimum. So in order to get the optimality condition, the point should be a minimum. It should satisfy the necessary condition, and also it should satisfy the sufficient condition. So these things we should keep it in mind. Okay. So in the exam, they may ask you to get what is necessary and sufficient conditions, and ask you to obtain the necessary and sufficient conditions for unconstrained problem with the first order function or second order derivative, whatever it may be. So please just write down these things, and finally, the conclusions are very important for solving. Okay. So any clarification, students, you can make it out. Any clarifications? So we have to have one simple problem. I will discuss it now. So please take a paper and a pen, and we'll start discussing problem. See, the equations you have to just look at into the slides. You can just make a note of these things. Okay, it is easy for you to solve the problems at the end. Otherwise, just problem solving, it will become difficult for you people. Okay, so let us start with one simple problem, very simplest problem I'm taking here. So how we can get the minimum point, the local minimum for the function using necessary condition that we are going to take. Please make a note of this problem, my students. So let us take one simple problem. Note down, very quickly, please note it down. Find the local minimum for the function. Find the local minimum for the function using necessary condition. the function is f of x is equal to find the local minimum for the function using necessary condition. F of x is equal to x square minus 4x plus 4. So this is a function they have given here. And for this, we need to get which is the local minimum for this. And we have to make use of the necessary conditions to get the local minimum. Very simple problem, just it is asked for only 4 marks. It asks for 4 marks, that's it, not more than that. So simple problem here. What we have to do is, so first the solution is going to start like this. First you differentiate the function. Differentiate with respect to x once and then twice. So 2 times differentiation has to be done. So f single prime is the first derivative. So f is 2x plus 4 is the first derivative over here, and you will get a second derivative also. So differentiating f of x with respect to x twice. So first derivative and second derivative, both you supposed to get. So the differentiating with respect to x first derivative, it is 2x minus, it is 2x minus 4. It should be 2x minus 4, and f of f it should be 2x minus 4. I'm sorry, this is mistake is there here. 2x minus 4, and f of second derivative will be equal to 2. The necessary condition, so what you will go to get, the necessary condition here, so first derivative of x should be equal to 0. First derivative of x with respect to x is equal to 0. This implies that x star is equal to 2 is a stationary form. So here, this is a 2x minus 4. I'm sorry, this mistake is a small mistake is here. It is 2x minus 4. So when you substitute x star as 2 in this equation, when you put x as 2 in this equation in the first derivative f dash, then this equation will become 0. So that is the one which satisfies the necessary condition. Substituting x as 2 in this equation, that is 2x minus 4, the first partial derivative will become 0. That is the stationary form. X star is equal to 2. Since f double star should be greater than 0, that is actually for all x, the sufficiency condition of equation f is satisfied. Therefore, x star is equal to 2 is a local minimum for f of x. The minimum value of f is 0 at x star is equal to 2. So what I am talking here is, since the second partial derivative is greater than 0, am I right? If we have got a second partial derivative as 2 over here, so 2 is greater than 0 at x is equal to, or x star is equal to 2. Or of course, any value of x you take. So because the second partial derivative has become 2 here, so it does not contain any x term here. So any value of x, the second partial derivative, that is 2, should be greater than 0. So when f, the second partial derivative is greater than 0, means it satisfies the sufficiency condition. So therefore, both the conditions are satisfied. The first partial derivative is equal to 0 and the second partial derivative is greater than 0. So these two conditions is satisfied at a particular point when x is equal to 2. So therefore, that 2 will be considered as a local minimum for f of x. Okay, and when you substitute x is equal to 2 in this equation, so f of f is 0 at x star is equal to 2. So this is what is supposed to be. This is supposed to take this. Okay. Note that X star is equal to 2 is a second order second necessary condition for the local minimum violated since F double star is equal to 2 is greater than 0. Therefore, the point X star is cannot be a local maximum point. So what's happening here is at X star is equal to 2, the second order necessary condition for local maximum F double star is less than or equal to 0 is violated since F of 2 is equal to 2 is second partial derivative of 2 is greater than 0. Therefore, the point X star is equal to 2 cannot be a local maximum point. This is a very simple problem. You can easily just to remember the conditions and differentiate the function with respect to x once and twice, and just put the value which will going to satisfy the conditions. So that point will be considered as a local minimum point. So only thing is each time you need to check the conditions, whether the condition will satisfy or not. If the condition satisfies, then we can say the necessary condition is satisfied, the sufficiency condition is satisfied. If not, then it is violated and we can say it cannot be a minimum. But it is a very simple problem what I have taken. And I will go for the next problem here. Take this problem. Find the local minimum for the function using necessary condition. Second problem. F of x is equal to x cube minus x square minus 4x plus 4. Second function, f of x is equal to x cube minus x square minus 4x plus 4. This is a function. The first step is differentiate the equation twice. So the first order partial derivative and the second order partial derivative. First order partial derivative and second order partial derivative. So f dash x and f double dash x. So differentiate this with respect to x twice. So first partial derivative will be equal to 3x square minus 2x minus 4. Okay, and again differentiating this with respect to x, f double dash x is equal to 6x minus 2. So first we have to get the 2. There is differentiating the function with respect to x twice. Now, let us check for the necessary condition. What is the necessary condition says for the first order necessary condition is f star or f dash of x should be equal to 0. So that is what is necessary condition for sense. So the first derivative, the first partial derivative of a function should be equal to 0. So that is the condition, that is the necessary condition for the unconstrained problem or a function. So now in this case, in this problem, so the first partial derivative will be equal to 3x square minus 2x minus 4. Now equate this into 0. So that is f dash x is equal to 0. I have here the necessary condition of equation B. F dash of x is equal to 0. In the sense, so 3x square minus 2x minus 4 should be equal to 0. So now it is just like this equation, it is looking like a quadratic equation. Okay. So once you say quadratic equation, so certainly we will be having to get the roots of the quadratic equation using the quadratic equation form. Okay. So using that, we have to get the roots of the equation. So generally always, so the roots will be 2 roots. So if we use the formula x is equal to minus b plus r minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So minus b plus r minus, so plus 1 and minus 1, both will go into this function, there are two points which satisfies the necessary conditions. So the roots of this equation, one which satisfies this necessary condition. Hence, we say that as there are 2 points satisfying the necessary conditions of equation. Means there are 2 stationary points. That is nothing but the roots of the equation. So you have to get the roots of the equations for this. You can calculate the roots of this equation with the formula and you can get the things done. Okay. So what we get, so these are the 2 roots. X1 star, we're going to get 1.535 positive plus 1.535 and X2 star will be minus 0.8685. So these are the 2 roots of the equation for the above quadratic equation what we will get, and those 2 points will be considered as the stationary points, and these are the 2 points which satisfies the necessary condition, or these are the 2 values which satisfies the necessary condition. Okay, so now so you can calculate this, no problem. So you can have your own time afterwards and you can just get the values of or roots of the above quadratic equation. Now what I will do here is evaluating the second partial derivative at these points. So I am going to substitute the value. So this is the second partial derivative of the above function here. So which is equal to 6x minus 2. 6x minus 2. So now I will going to substitute the value of x as x1 star, which is equal to 1.535, and I will going to get the second partial derivative value. And in the second case, I will going to substitute x as x2 star, which is equal to minus 0.8685, and I will going to get the second partial derivative value. Please look at this. So when you're substituting these values 1.535 and 0.8685 in the second partial derivative equation, that is 6x minus 2, then we will go to get the values as 7.211 plus 7.211 for the first case, that is when x is equal to 1.535, and when you substitute x as minus 0.8685, you are going to get minus 7.21. So now we have to check these 2 values. See, plus 7.221 is certainly greater than 0, whereas minus 7.211 is certainly less than 0. We see that only x1 star, this value, will satisfy the sufficiency condition because f double star is greater than 0. Therefore, it is the local minimum point. So we need to conclude that the point which satisfies the sufficiency condition, that is f double star of x should be greater than 0, that point will be considered as the local minimum point. Okay. A global minimum for f of x does not exist since the domain as well as the function is not known. So we want to go for a global minimum. So when you say global, so we need to have the domain. The function needs domain and the function needs to be bounded. So that's what we were talking in the 1 or 2 days back when I discussed in the local and global minima. So when the function and the domain is bounded, then we will going to get a global. If it is not bounded, then only the local points. So here also there will be no bounding of both domain and the function, and hence it is not possible to get a global minimum for f of x. The value of the function at the local minimum can be obtained as 20.88 by substituting x1 star is equal to 1.535 in f of x. If you want to get what is the value of f of x in this, substitute x1 star as 1.535 and you will going to get 20.88 as the value of the function at the local minimum. So local minimum we have got it as 1.535 and substitute the value of x as 1.535, and in this equation x cube minus x square minus 4x plus 4, we substitute in this equation as x as 1.535, you will going to get the function as 20.88. Okay. Note that x2 star minus 0.86 is a local maximum point since f double star x2 is less than 0. The value of the function at the maximum point is 6.065. There is no global maximum point for the function. So this we take it as a local maximum point. So this is which does not satisfy the necessary condition, hence we take it as a local maximum point. Now checking a second order necessary condition. Note that the second order necessary condition for a local minima f double star x is not equal to 0 is violated because x2 star is equal to minus 0.8685. Therefore, this stationary point cannot be a local minimum point. Similarly, the stationary point x1 star is equal to 1.535 cannot be a local maximum point. This is checking the necessary second order necessary condition and checking for the optimality of a given point. Earlier, optimality condition can also be used to check the optimality of the given. Check the optimality of point x is equal to 1. At this point, f dash is minus 3, which is not equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to 1 is not a stationary point and thus cannot be a local minimum for the maximum for this function. So, till here it is very important for us. So if it is required, you can go for checking the second order necessary condition and checking the optimality for the given point. So, but here, till here, finding out the minimum point and the function and getting the maximum local maximum point is a very important. So I will just put all these things PPT in the Google Classroom. So whenever you are free, you just go through this because just listening it won't give you much time. So you have to learn, you have to read once, twice, thrice, and you have to get everything in your mind, and then you get things to become easy. Okay. So I think my time is getting down. So I will be meeting tomorrow with some more concepts in the necessary and optimality conditions. So I will put everything in the Google Classroom. Please look at this and just get ready with that. We will meet tomorrow. Okay.